Welcome. This is who you are and why you are here. Welcome everyone to the Oasis. We are a fellowship of ordinary people who know we have a calling on our life to help the world transition during this extraordinary time in human consciousness. Now, whatever we call ourselves, light workers, disciples of love, tribe leaders, or innovators, pastors, healers, coaches, alchemists, friends of the world, we know that our time is now, and we feel the call to rise up, to come out and help. And so in our families and in our businesses and in our communities and in the way that we move and choose and create in life, we are becoming increasingly sovereign, more and more often choosing the way of love and forgiveness and freedom. Now we have a sense of needing to become more equipped. We have a sense that we are being guided to grow and to prepare for the new world that we're moving into, to develop the authority to lead each other into a sort of dawn that we sense is upon us. And we're carrying stuff too: addictions, responsibilities, entanglements, conflicting values, complicated relationships, complex life scenarios, forgotten identities. And that's okay, because in this container, in the Oasis, we walk with God. So all that stuff are not obstacles or limiting things holding us back, but natural parts of the human life that organically transform as we go along in our cycles of spiritual growth together. You see, this isn't just a be here now ministry. This is a go out and do ministry. We mobilize. We bring our discoveries and our developments out into the world, into our teams, into our industries, into our mission fields and families and communities. For example, Alan in Uganda runs a charity. He digs wells, he builds villages, he exposes slave traders in his community. Megan writes evocative broadcasts about radical new schooling methods for a generation of crystal children, articles read by philosophers and educators all over the world. Marn is a lawyer in central London who's active in the oil and gas conversation, growing incredible cucumbers in her inner city garden. And Charlotta is a chorister and a devotee of Jesus in the Church of Sweden. Kat is a single mother who went to the ends of the world and back for her daughter. Martins is a music teacher in Nigeria who's completely transformed his family's wealth, from not even having a mattress to sleep on to now living safe and sound with all the amenities they need. Christy is a digital nomad traveling the sacred sites in Peru while coaching business leaders who want to develop their sovereign missions in the marketplace. Esther is training entire elite groups of light workers on how to grow and lead their communities. We are people who are out there, taking right action in the world and making things a little bit better around us. That's why our development is important. That's why our accountability is important. We have a responsibility to each other to stay true and to stay sovereign. So in this fellowship, in this container, the Oasis, we gather together in mind and in vibration to think together along a track of insights and diagrams and distinctions and Bible verses that all come together in this book called The Sovereign Way. And by doing thought experiments in a sequential way, building the energy week after week, sharing and discussing, praying together, and performing real life assignments in our communities and measuring real life results, we get to grow together with focus and companionship. And I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for coming. My name is Elizabeth, and I am the author of this book, The Sovereign Way. It is an ontology, a sort of map of human life, here in this book, arranged in a way that reveals the relationship between consciousness, energy, and manifestation in an environment of ascending human consciousness. We'll use this book and we'll follow the masteries along a path of thought and experience. The purpose of our time together is to emerge more free, more equipped, and more sovereign with a living relationship and companionship with God. This is what to expect here in the Oasis when you come. Every week we gather here under the wisteria tree by the crystal lake in the Oasis to experience a tapestry of presentation, group session, and assignment. You can join online, in person, both, or neither. And whenever you join, you slide right into the flow and you begin your development from right where you're at. If you like, you could think of this as a philosophy club and just show up from time to time when you fancy some intellectual stimulation. We feed our people good, rich meat here. Or you can really use this time for you, for your spiritual growth, for your development, and for your devotion. Jesus made time for his personal walk with God, and not just isolated in the wilderness. I have to do this on my own because I am divine and I need to integrate my I am presence and nobody out there can tell me anything because I need to be my own teacher. No. He had mentors. He had friends. He went into the upper room with his closest confidants and locked the doors. And they pored over plans and maps and charts. And they studied secrets together and they questioned each other and they explored. You can use your membership in the Oasis as your dedicated time with confidants behind locked doors. You can use this as a track for your committed spiritual growth, increasing your mastery, increasing your authority, and deepening your faith. You can use this time for fellowship and to remain connected with the others who, like you, are also doing God's work. So, as I said, we will follow the Sovereign Way book. We will use multiple experiments, resources, and techniques to integrate the teachings into our lives and leadership as we grow. The presentations are recorded and then shared as bite-sized replays. The group sessions are not recorded. They are safe zones for sharing. Bring your notebook and pen and be well hydrated. Group participation is encouraged because, after all, transformation only happens in engagement. But it is not required, and self-paced study is also available. At the end of every season, we begin a new cycle of the same curriculum with that fresh vibe that renews itself from age to age. Do we need renewing from age to age? Do we want everlasting life? Do we believe that we can drink out of a wellspring of spirit that never runs dry? If you do, then place a water drop emoji in the comments right now. Let's see if we get what group participation is. If you believe that there is refreshment for you here, then place a water droplet emoji in the comments. Yes, they're looking for the emojis. They're looking for the emojis. Yes, Saver found one. Saver is drinking of the wellspring. Matt put a whale in. He's drinking a lot. Christy, Martin. Fantastic. Well, yeah, the water droplet emoji will signify the wellspring of spirit that never runs out. This is what your membership includes. Let me take you on a brief tour of this beautiful space that we have. Here we go. Megan, nod if you can see the screen that says the Oasis. Wonderful. This is the Oasis homepage. You will already have been on this page if you're a member. At the top right-hand corner, you will see where you can log in. Oops, I wasn't supposed to be logged in. Let me log out, just so I can show you the process. You will see a login area. So, okay, it's just logged me in. So click on login and go through the steps to log in to your account, the steps that you would have taken when you created an account. And if you need help, let me know. When you're logged in, you will see in the menu, you will see a new page has popped up. This one is called Groups. You can click on that. This is the Oasis Library. This is our pool of resources, if you will. Let's start at the bottom where it says, start here. In this thread, you will find everything you need to know, including how to connect. Here we have the book. You can, the book, The Sovereign Way, is part of your membership. You can download a free PDF here, or you can go to Amazon and buy your hard copy. The hardback book is the reading experience that it was designed to be. So The Sovereign Way is designed to be read in this hardback book, which you can get on Amazon. You can also get a paperback book and a Kindle, and also you can download your PDF here for free. You have access to a number of online courses. When you're logged in, you will be able to follow this link. It will take you to a series of thought experiments, online courses, Bible studies, handbooks, beautiful experiences of thought and vibration that have been held here live in the Oasis at some point. For example, The Sovereign Way is an expression of the metaphysics held in this book. So it's an outline of the metaphysical teachings and the diagrams. How to Be a Miracle Worker is an immersion in the devotion mastery, including the metaphysics and methods that the miracle workers of the Bible employed. Deliverance is an immersion in the mechanism of surrender and release. Deep trust in Jesus. The 5 essential abilities of the sovereign co-creator is a fantastic experience of an increase in your authority. If you are seeking to up-level your impact and influence in the real world. Co-created with Christy, our very own sovereign leader here. Wave, Christy. Raising Crystals is a beautiful online program provided by a parenting expert called Stephanie Jane, collaborating with me specifically for parents and grandparents of children with extraordinary abilities, including energy techniques to help them ground and anchor their energy when they're feeling scattered. Overwhelmed to Expansion is a mindset tool. And The Sovereign Way to Read a Bible shows us how to use the sovereign model to understand a higher level of word in the scriptures. And the list goes on. We have many beautiful things that you can experience as a self-paced member in the Oasis. Going back to groups. We also have how to connect with the group. So this link here goes to the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, it's a wonderful place for us to commune, to share things. Beautiful sharings and reflections from Martin here, especially, and also in the guides section of the Facebook group, many other resources, including meditations. Lots of lovely meditations. The messenger thread is where we stay connected, how we announce what's coming up, and where cool people share cool stuff. And here is the Zoom link. It's the same Zoom link every week, and the password is always sovereign. Some recommended further reading as well. You have access directly to some different books, and I hope you share your book recommendations as well as you go along. The last thing I want to show you in your membership is that you can become an affiliate. If you're enjoying your time in the Oasis, and if it's helping you, and if you know other people in your life who also ought to have a safe place for focused devotion and discovery, send them the link to this page, and then you get to have 20% of their fee, of their membership fee. So it's a good way for us all to grow together. There. That was a brief tour of the Oasis and the membership and what you can expect this year. Let's have an activating question now. Your first assignment, our first assignment in the Oasis this year, is to read the preface of the Sovereign Way book and reflect on your spiritual leadership. Where and how does it currently manifest? For me, as a wife, as a mother, and as a community presence, my leadership mostly manifests at home and locally, where I get to demonstrate a simple and sovereign discipleship and the fulfillment of family life on a small urban homestead. And also here in the Oasis, where I get to share my expertise as an ontologist. Where and how does your spiritual leadership currently manifest? What boundaries of thought and vibration and action are you currently pushing? What is the better way that you know that you would like to share with others? And who is watching and paying attention? Not who is the ideal client that you want to reach, but who is following you now? Those are the ones that you are leading. A fellow light leader commented to me the other day. He said, "I'm just so exhausted and tired of being rejected and told to shut up. No one can hear me." Does anyone else know that feeling? Yeah, Esther does, Megan does. That feeling that you have something that could profoundly help if only they would receive it. If you know this feeling, place a crown emoji. Come on, scroll through, find the crown. You'll get to know the crown emoji very well. And place that crown emoji in the comments to recognize your sovereignty, even when those around you don't seem to. There we go. Yes. Esther knows, Saver knows, Martins knows, Christy knows, Megan knows exactly what that feels like. I had to remind him, though. It's not your job to convince those who won't listen, but to liberate and equip those who will. And if you want a biblical reference for that, look at John chapter 20, verses 22 to 23. Jesus gave the fullness of his authority, as my Father has sent me, I now send you. The fullness of his authority he gave to his closest confidants, And he told us that it is our job to discern when to spend our energy to liberate someone and when not to. So if you feel like you're exhausted and rejected and nobody is listening to what you have to say, have another look around and see who's already following you. Who is paying attention to you? You are that one's spiritual leader. So our first action together in the Oasis 2025 is to read the preface of The Sovereign Way. It's a powerful reflection on the state of the world. And then next week, we'll share our discoveries from our reflection on how we individually lead spiritually. Thumbs up if you got the homework. Nice, good. Okay, a final game. Who wants to play a game? Yes. Okay, bearing your spiritual leadership in mind and thinking about how hard and lonely it can be, how difficult it is to face rejection again and again, knowing that you can't really quit. You can quit, but you know you're not going to. Bearing that in mind, let's follow along a few premises and see what magic our logic can do. This is called a syllogism, when you put different logic statements next to each other to see what the outcome must be. That's called a syllogism. So follow along these premises. If it's true that the whole universe is one primordial substance emerging from one singular source, enlivened by one unified spirit, and that's one premise, and second premise, and it's true that our state of mind governs our energy, which governs our manifestation. Ergo, we create out of this unified substance whatever we observe and believe in. Then, what would your life and leadership be like if you chose to believe and thus instantly observe that you personally have God as your companion? As your companion. Not just a universal creatrix metasaur singularity. Not just a thing on the other side of the Big Bang. Not just a still, small voice within under layers of trauma and not good enoughness. Not a collection of data out there in all of the spiritual sacred texts in the world that you need to find by sifting through all the information. And not even as your aspired, embodied I am state, but God who is with you, in you, and all around you all the time, directly relational, here with you now, step by step, every step of the way, even with all your dysfunctions. I have a few. They're not in the way of my mission, though. With you, ready to take on every little thing, carrying it with you, lifting every burden, celebrating with you, hearing you, holding you, with you in the difficult phone calls, with you in the hardship on the front line. What would your life and leadership be like if you really allow that partnership to manifest? So our first vibrational experiment of this season is this question to hold the question. God, are you with me? God, are you with me? God, are you with me? And observe the results. Let's summarize. You know who you are. Show yourself. Connect with the others. Mobilize. And for your assignment this week, read the preface to The Sovereign Way. Reflect on the nature of your spiritual leadership. Pray, God, are you with me? Observe the results. Now, thank you for watching. I will turn off this presentation and we're going to open the table here in the Oasis.